What's up, guys? Jonic Games. Now, I know we're gonna watch some scary stories, but you know, once in a while, I gotta hold on. Something's playing in the background. I know I do like a bunch of like videos and everything. It'll be amazing, right? To entertain you guys and stuff. But sometimes I gotta check in with y'all. I do, and some of you guys, probably some of you guys already started school or are probably starting school. For me, school starts tomorrow. As the time you're watching this, school has already started for me. But, how are y'all doing in college? That's my question. I hope y'all doing great in college. Hope y'all are acing all of them scores, all of them A's and B pluses. You know? I really hope you all are scoring or doing great in college. And I'm gonna give you some little bit of motivation. You guys can do this. Okay? The only limiter you have is you. You are the limiter. You are the limiter. Not the work, not the teachers. The only limiter you have is you. Discipline, hard work, and effort. Discipline, hard work, and effort. Put in the effort, put in the discipline, put in the hard work, and you will succeed for this semester, or if it's your last semester, or, if you're in school or anything. But also applies to life. But I give you guys the best of luck to college and to all of your grades, and for you guys to pass this semester, because I know that school has already started. But I'm gonna go back to school, so wish me some luck, okay? Please. But yeah, I don't want to make it long, but good luck to y'all in college, all right? I'm going to college too. I'm already in college. The time you're watching this video, you probably, I'm already in school. But good luck to y'all in college, okay? It's a new year. You can start fresh. Start off right. January has still not ended yet. It's a new year. You can start off fresh. So, my fellow Saiyajins. I'm gonna call you guys my Saiyajins. Why not? I've been thinking about doing that a lot. But, yeah. Saiyajins. I'm gonna call you guys my Saiyajins. My Saiyajins. Go conquer those grades. Conquer those grades. Conquer the school system. Conquer it. Ace those grades. Ace those tests. Put in the discipline and the effort. And hey, if you're stuck on something, go ask your professor for help or ask a tutoring center. But go ace those grades. And now, since I said that, let's get on with the scary stories. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention as well. Every Friday, we're gonna be doing scary stories. Yes. Every Friday, we are going to be doing scary stories. I'm not gonna do like 5 scary story videos, no. But every Friday, we're gonna be doing a scary story video. At least one scary story video. You can call it Spooky Scary Fridays. It doesn't fit, but or SSF, whatever. Every Friday, we're doing scary stories. So, our scary story is Scary Field Trip Horror Stories. It literally says the word scary in it. Just why? Alright, let's get into it. Snooze the ads!
Back in high school, I took a mysteries and mythology type class, or something like that. I don't remember the name of the class.
What type of class is
just
that?
had to do with real life mysteries and creepy.
Really? Wait, hold on. They have a class. You get to... Wait, go back. What did he say?
It basically just had to do with real-life mysteries and...
Real-life mysteries and stuff? Imagine having a class on that. That's amazing. Bro, my class was history. Like, bro, I'd rather take this class than history any day.
I was into that kind of stuff.
Same here.
I was taking the class with a good friend, who I'll call Ben for this story. The teacher of the class took us on a field trip to a nearby abandoned village with an unknown past. The village was built in the early 1900s, but seems as though it had been quickly abandoned shortly after it was built. The bus ride there was about 20 minutes. All of us were glued to the bus windows as we pulled up some sketchy-looking, decrepit road cutting through dense forest.
Yo.
The road eventually led to a clearing. We were there. We stepped out onto the road, which had grass growing through the cracks.
Jeez.
The grass surrounding was almost knee-high. Then there were the buildings. The tall, archaic brick buildings.
Who
with
lives
the boarded-up
there?
windows all gave off such
I don't think anyone
chilling
lives
vibes. The teacher lined all 20 of us up, counted heads, and then began leading the way. The point of this little field trip was to use the so-called skills we learned in class to see if we could put anything together about why the village may have been abandoned so long ago.
This looks fire. This is a
buildings had
fire.
holes in the walls
Bro,
to
this
serve
is
as
a fire field trip. This is a
entryways.
fire field
There were
trip.
even holes in the ground next to some of the buildings, seemingly dug to get into the basements of some of the buildings, which seemed creepy. There was one building, though. It stood taller than any of the others. It just intrigued me the most. While the teacher was leading the group towards the village church, Ben and I decided to sneak off on our own to look for anything interesting. When we walked off in the direction of the tallest building, we saw a hole in the ground. It was dug by the back door of the building, which had been sealed off.
Oh.
In the hole was a ladder, which led down to the concrete floor below. We both looked at each other and knew we had to do it. Ben climbed down first, then
Kids,
me.
man.
Luckily, this was just around the time Apple started putting flashlights on their phones, so we had a source of light.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was creepy down there. There were a couple of beer bottles, one graffiti tag on the wall, and dusty wooden planks everywhere. There was a wooden stairway which led up to complete darkness, since all windows and doors had been sealed shut from above.
Of course.
We had already gone as far as to enter the building, so we figured we'd go up the stairs too. I went first, and with each step, the creakiness of the 100-year-old wood made me feel as if I was going to fall through each and every step.
Jeez.
Ben followed suit. This floor of the building was very tight. It seemed like there were many openings going off into different, smaller rooms. It was so dark in there, you would never even guess it was daytime. Ben and I were honestly starting to get creeped out in there, and agreed to go back outside.
Yeah,
But just
leave.
then, there was a noise in one of the tiny rooms, like a big rock hitting the concrete floor. A normal instinct would be to run,
Yeah.
but Ben and I froze, locked eyes for a moment, then both tiptoed over to the opening
Oh
of
my
the room.
gosh.
We shined the lights into the room and ran. We ran back down the stairs and then up the rusty ladder back outside.
Wait, what they see?
We caught up to the group out of breath.
Wait.
We didn't say anything, though, to avoid getting in trouble. One of
What
our
did they
classmates asked us what was wrong. We told him we snuck into one of the buildings.
Oh, wait, hold
One of them-
on. Didn't you just say you weren't gonna say anything? So they won't get in trouble? You'll just you'll have to just spill out, bro.
When we
Jeez.
shined the light into it, we saw 3 guys standing maybe 10 feet away from the doorway,
Oh.
facing Ben and I in a weird formation, as if they were waiting for us.
Oh, whoa. I'm glad they made it out of there. Jeez, that's actually scary. Whoa.
As we continued following the group, we paid extra attention to the tall building we entered from the distance.
Yeah.
And before leaving, we saw a person's face at one of the higher level windows that had not been boarded up. We never told the teacher in fear of getting in trouble, We didn't know what to think.
But that kid knows.
Were those just homeless people living in there? Were they gang members in hiding? Ben freaks me out with his theory. He says they were ghosts of the people who once lived in the town. Still, the way the three guys were just hauntingly standing there so calmly, staring at us the moment we peeked our heads through that doorway, I still can't get that image out of my head.
Jeez.
I may go back to that village one day, just to prove Ben's idea wrong.
No. Oh, it's him. Oh, it's him a lot older. No. Oh, he's dead. He died. He's dead. I'm sorry, he's dead. Alright, the next one we're gonna look at is Sleepover Stories Animated. Let's take a look at this one.
This happened when I was 15 years old. My best friend Anthony wanted me to come over for the night, since his parents would be gone all weekend. I rode my bike over and put it in his backyard before letting myself in through his back door. We played basically every video game he had, from FIFA all the way to Call of Duty, with popcorn and other junk food spilled out all over the floor. As the night progressed, we moved from video games to watching half a movie and getting bored, to doing prank calls at close to 10 o'clock. Anthony made a few calls to different pizza places. When it was my turn, I just dialed a few random numbers in hopes to get someone at their house. On, say, my fourth attempt, I finally reached somebody. A guy with a deep and rough voice picked up, answering with a yeah instead of a hello. Anthony's laughing in the background made me stumble with my words mid-sentence, ultimately cracking up into laughter.
Bro.
I had never done a prank call, so I sucked at it. The guy on the other end was silent. I regained a straight face and tried to continue with the call. It went something like this.
Sir, would it be alright if I borrowed one of the wheels from your car? What's your name, kid? My name is Bob. Really? You sure it's not Anthony?
Whoa.
It hit me like a brick. I looked up at Anthony, whose face was noticeably full of fear. I hung up the phone, not wanting to be on the line with whoever that was for another second. Anthony.
But this is why you don't dial random numbers! Goodness, man, these kids, bro! Oh my gosh! Jeez!
Who the hell was that? I asked him. I don't know, he told me. Does your caller ID info display your name or something? No, it shows my dad's name. We hopped on the computer and did some research, trying to figure out how it was possible to get someone's name through their phone number. It didn't make sense how he could get Anthony's name so quickly. He was way too young at the time to be on any of those personal information sharing websites. We ended up asking a question on Yahoo Answers, since no one had a similar experience. The question turned up no answers. I suggested he call his dad, but he said he wasn't supposed to have anybody over for the weekend, so he didn't want to call.
Oh.
We planned on sleeping in the living room, so we just resumed watching the movie that we hadn't finished from earlier. Right after the phone call had left my mind, me and Anthony looked at each other when we heard his front storm door opening, and then the doorknob to the front door began to turn. It only was able to turn about halfway before the lock restricted it. Anthony turned off the TV, and I went over to the window to see who it was. I spread the blinds open.
Peekaboo!
There was a tall guy standing outside. He noticed the blinds moving and turned to look at me.
Oh!
I practically threw the blinds back into place. Me and Anthony hid in the kitchen, listening for any more noises.
Late.
We heard the sound of the gate to the backyard opening, as it was right outside the kitchen window. God damn it, I said. I forgot to shut the back door. Anthony urged me to run and shut it. I made it to the hallway leading to his back door.
So you go by yourself?
There was a silhouette standing outside the back door. I don't think he noticed me, but he was surely looking into the house. He opened the door and stepped inside.
Oh.
I tiptoed to the kitchen and motioned for Anthony to follow me upstairs. We made it to his room as quietly as possible, pulling the door shut to avoid making any noise. We crawled under his bed. He had cloth covering the bottom of his bed, so you couldn't see anything under it unless you actually moved the cloth.
Okay.
The doors downstairs all opened, each one getting closer to the stairs. Thumps finally began up the stairs, and he was right outside the door now. The door to the room opened.
Yo!
I could hear Anthony's breathing. It was too loud. Footsteps moved over to the closet, and then the closet opened. I could hear the coat hangers being slid around as the fabric of the jackets and coats rubbed against each other. Footsteps moved over to the bed and stopped. I felt like my heart was about to explode out of my chest. Anthony's breathing was too loud.
Yeah, shut up!
I had to cover his mouth with my hand.
Thank you.
Nothing but silence in the room now. We laid still for so long, I almost thought he wasn't even in the room anymore. I moved my hand away from Anthony's mouth and whispered in his ear, "You think we can make a run for it?" He was about to answer when the most disturbing, memory-haunting scream I'd ever heard filled my ears as Anthony was seemingly dragged out from under the bed.
Oh!
I crawled out and saw him struggling with the man. I desperately looked around for anything to use as a weapon.
Oh, you said that red thing, yeah!
Sitting on his nightstand. I hurried over to the man and drove the screwdriver into his back.
Ooh.
He let go of Anthony as he let out a scream of agony, giving us time to get the hell out of the house.
Ooh.
Running on.
No, what? No! What? Yo, what? No! What? No! Beat him up some more! What are you doing? Oh, man, you should have been like Goku, bro. You should have been just. Bro, beat him up some more! Oh, you just. Okay. Alright, let's leave. Like, really? No! Beat him up some more!
We are positioned too easily. It would take
Oh,
to make it to
what?
his neighbor's
So
house.
whack.
We dove for the tree line in the woods and took cover behind a bush, watching the house.
Okay, so instead of calling the police, you just... Oh, wait, no, yeah, it's gonna be on them because this guy dialed random numbers on the phone. Jeez.
The back door opened as the man stepped outside, looking around the backyard. He then looked out to the woods. I felt his eyes pass me as he scanned through the tree line. It seemed that it was too dark for him to see us. Then, he turned his head back in our direction. I ducked behind the bush. "Joe, he's coming." "What?" "Dude, get up, we gotta run." He was right. The man was approaching us fast. How could he have seen us? We ran through the woods with the leaves crunching under us, giving away our position. When Anthony tripped over something, I crouched down
gosh,
with
he's
him,
always
hoping
tripping.
we'd run far enough. Not even 20 seconds later, oncoming footsteps from the direction we were running from came fast. They slowed down only 2 trees away from us as we lay face down in the leaves. Moments later, the footsteps take off in another direction. We waited until we could no longer hear them and took off back in the direction of the house. While running, over the sound of leaves crushing and my heavy breathing, I could swear I heard leaves crushing from behind us. We made it back to his backyard, into his house, and this time remembering to shut the back door. We were now able to call the police. Anthony stayed on the line with them, while I patrolled the back windows, making sure nobody was out there. It was so dark, though, I couldn't see anything. So I did something that seems stupid today. I turned on his backyard lights, and immediately in the distance, over by the woods, I saw him, standing in front of a big tree. He turned off back into the woods and disappeared out of sight. That was the last time me or Anthony ever saw him. I would be lying if I told you we heard the occasional knocks at our windows or something cliche. No, that was it.
Oh,
5 years have passed and nothing has happened.
okay.
Do I wonder if it was somehow linked to the prank call? Maybe. Does it make sense? Not really. But yeah, this was the story of how me and my still best friend Anthony almost died during a break-in.
Jeez. Man. You know, all of that could have been avoided if you just didn't dial random numbers on your iPhone. Seriously, kids, Parents, whoever's watching this, do not dial random numbers on your phone. Do not dial random numbers on your iPhone. So what we're gonna look at is Trick or Treat horror stories.
It was Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high school, and I was with my friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse.
These are really buff for Waluigi's. Jeez.
We were all dressed as the Super Mario characters. I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario was buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny. And Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat.
Dang.
So they were the perfect group costumes for us.
Oh, his outfit. It doesn't even like fit him. Look, bro, it's like one strap is on. Yo.
We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy, but we planned on going until our bags were completely full. A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters.
Oh.
Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop.
You know, I never actually went trick-or-treating. Like, I know it sounds a lot to you guys. Like, I'm a lot older now. I mean, clearly you can see that. But, you know, when I was a kid, I never actually went trick-or-treating, you know? So, if you guys actually ever went trick-or-treating, comment down below how well was trick-or-treating, you know? How was it? Just comment down below your experience on trick-or-treating. Because I never actually went trick-or-treating. And why did it...
Best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever. I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house.
Oh, heck no.
We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out, "Wait."
Yo.
The door opened, and an older man, late 40s, already balding, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here.
Yeah.
He responded saying something along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy."
Wait, whoa, who's that?
"Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy."
Who's that? It's like that white with the red eyes. Who is that? Sketch. Already Sketch.
Stepped in and said, "It's alright. Come on, Dan, let's go."
Yeah, let's go.
I told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off, not saying anything. I felt bad, but at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there.
No, you did.
If
you
the
did
story
good.
ended there, it wouldn't be scary. So of course, it didn't end there. We skipped a few of the guy's neighboring houses just to get further away, and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to the nature preserve now, so there weren't many houses around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone.
Oh.
Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something. You may think this is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility.
Yeah.
It's just natural. Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward. A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat out of them.
Oh, Mario, bro. Yeah, Mario. There you go, Mario. There you go, Mario.
I could hear the nervousness in his voice.
Oh.
The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight-or-flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at
Yo, Mario! Okay, Mario! Okay, Mario!
but he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off.
Word.
We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sound of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the twigs and leaves in the woods.
Yo.
We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up, and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room. And all of a sudden, we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the lights.
Yo, Waluigi,
good job. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was more than likely Jesse's back door. We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party.
Oh.
We all rested assured knowing it was just them. Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night. At 12:30 a.m., I got a disturbing text message.
Is this Mario? I forgot his name. I'm thinking it's Mario.
It was from Jesse.
Waluigi.
It said, "It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?" He responded back quickly, saying, "It wasn't my mom in the backyard." My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom and sisters said they never went in the backyard. I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police. They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened at Jesse's house again after that one Halloween night.
Dang. That pumpkin is super big. Anyway, that is it, guys. You see I'm about to yawn. Anyway, later, guys.